Hi and welcome to Just the Job, the show that gives you a behind-the-scenes insight into a huge range of exciting career opportunities. Now this week, we've got a New Zealand Defence Force special program looking at career opportunities in communications.
Hi, I'm Leora Caront and I'm from St Mary's College.
Hi, I'm Hiru Witana and I'm from Sacred Heart College.
Hi, I'm Wayne Leilua and I'm also from Sacred Heart College.
Morning team, welcome to Air Force Base Whenuapai.
Defence Recruiting Organisation Recruiting Event Manager JJ Laybourne is going to put our students through some tests.
Each year we have many thousands of applications to join the Defence Force.
The Defence Force organise assessment days to sort out those applicants who have the right qualities they are looking for.
We do have the introductory tests online at defencecareers.mil.nz.
Then they must pass the multi-stage fitness test.
Right, back to the classroom.
So, time for our students to go their separate ways. Leora stays here at Whenuapai, where Corporal Aaron Go is off to show her the job of a CIS technician in the Air Force.
As a communication information systems technician, we provide the link between two parties that need to communicate with each other. It's all about passing information, text, pictures, and still voice, that's still important, using lots of different mediums, so cables, the RF system, so radio frequencies, as well as satellites.
It might be a communication system used on base, or it could be one that's used to talk to a pilot as far away as the States or Canada. First, Aaron takes Leora to Whenuapai's communications hub.
So what goes on here?
Here's our Air Operations Communication Centre. So from this building, we conduct all the communications to our air operations, as well as aircraft operating in the local area.
The comm centre always knows what aircraft are where, and is always listening out for pilots.
And this is all part of it, the waiting game, so we're just listening out for aircraft, and we're always listening. We listen from 6 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. And then we even do stuff out of hours, so if a search and rescue was to go up in the middle of the night, we have a call-out person.
As a corporal in the CIS trade, I am in charge of my section pretty much. So I manage the equipment as well as the people. And people look to their corporals as the subject matter experts in their field. So I have to keep myself up to date with my equipment, know how it all works and the best way to use it so I can pass that knowledge on.
Portable and powerful two-way radios have long been one of the simplest ways to stay in touch.
So this is where you do all your programming and...
They can be used for voice communication or data, and they will work anywhere.
It's able to provide a plain as well as encrypted voice transmissions using different antennas that would be packed away with our equipment.
So to tune it, all you have to do is just give this thing a quick push and you'll hear the radio clicking away, and that's it tuning the antenna. All right, so my call sign will be Wizard, you'll be Sabre. Okay. Sabre, this is Wizard, radio check, over.
Wizard, this is Sabre. Radio check, over.
Very good, and that's our testing done.
Cool.
Satellite technology is used to provide fast broadband connections. It might be used to send maintenance support material to a deployment anywhere in the world or transmit information to aircraft. Today, the Air Force's brand new helicopter, the NH90, has flown in so that all personnel on base can check it out. Leora gets the chance to meet the pilot, Mike Garrett, and climb aboard.
So this is a brand new helicopter?
Yep, this is the brand new NH90 and this is our replacement for the Iroquois, aircraft we've had for about 45 to 47 years. As you can see, it's a fair bit bigger, a lot more capable, faster, and it's a great machine to fly for us.
So what sort of communications technology do you have in this thing?
Communications, it's pretty much all voice. Got a fair few options though. We've got the ability to talk to all civil agencies, so police, SAR, customs, all that sort of thing. Also got encrypted frequency hopping for Army communications.
What's really cool about this thing is that like everything you see in the movies is actually here. Like all the buttons and the wires and like the headphones you see everybody wearing, even the helmets.
Sabre 11, Warrior 02, reading you 5x5 also.
As a CIS technician, you get to use some of the world's best communication technologies, so you have to enjoy the challenge of learning about it.
So, is lunchtime the favourite part of your job?
No, it's not like school.
Yeah. So if not lunchtime, what is your favourite part?
I reckon it's, well, for me personally, it's going away to school for 2 years.
Aye.
They sent me away full-time, paid my papers, paid my salary, and I got to get a diploma. But there's also travel, you get to meet awesome people,
Yeah.
and, you know, it's a job that they will look after you.
Well, Aaron's looking after his team, delivering a detailed brief for a training exercise where all three arms of the forces will be able to talk to each other.
Our role in that is to provide the equipment and the transmission medium so we can communicate with all the people that we need to talk to. To be a good CIS technician, you need to be energetic, active, enthusiastic, and just willing to learn new things.
I see it now.
Yeah, not too bad, eh?
With everything set up, it's time to check out what's inside the truck.
So what's the difference between this radio here and the one we assembled earlier?
Nothing. So when we're using it just in the battery mode, they are capable of around 20 watts. When we put them in here, we're able to get a power output of 125 watts.
Cool.
Leora's done great. She's active, she's keen, and she's really interested in all our equipment and just finding out about what everything does. And she's got a great sense of humour.
Warrior, this is...
Put it down, try again.
So the idea of radio, although it seems quite simple, it's just music coming from the stereo in your car, actually quite complicated.
To be a CIS technician in the Air Force, you need to be at least 17 years old and meet fitness, citizenship and security requirements for this trade. You need to have normal colour vision and you need to have a minimum of 12 NCEA Level 2 credits in Maths, English and Science. Computer skills are beneficial and the Air Force pays for all training. Hey, well done, Leora, and thanks to the great team at the Whenuapai Air Force Base for all of their help. Now, coming up after the break, Iru's off to join the Army for a couple of days. Welcome back to Just the Job. We're joining Iru Witana now as he discovers what's involved in being a systems engineer with the New Zealand Army.
Hey there, welcome to Linton.
Good to meet you.
Lance Corporal Leon Hood is on hand to show him around.
So what does this job involve?
Well, as a systems engineer, pretty much you're just providing engineering support for all of the Army's communication systems. So that can be anywhere from switches, routers, to satellite comms or radios.
But before any new recruit to the services starts learning their trade, they have to do basic training. Keeping fit, functioning well in a team environment, and having the confidence to overcome obstacles is very much part of that basic training. For everyone who joins the Army, they are soldiers first and their trade second.
Step it off by the left. Double bar. Left, height, left, height, left, height, left, height, left, height.
Warrant Officer Carl Clarkson is in charge of training, and he's going to put Iru's fitness right on the line.
With the monkey bars, make sure you've got your weapon slung. It's on your back, okay? We don't want it on the front. It's one arm, hand over hand as you go across. It's in the centre bar as well. And then all the way down, make sure at the far end, grab the last bar and you swing out. Right, time for you to give those a go.
I'm ready.
Cool, let's go. That's the way, good, well done, keep it going, keep going. Good work.
Well, as soldiers first and needing to stay fit, obviously we have to conduct a lot of PT. So within just the normal unit, we conduct PT 4 times a week, which can be anything from run to a stores carry to a confidence course. Well, the confidence course is just a series of roughly 25 obstacles where you have to navigate using balance, strength and coordination.
Iru's doing formidably well, but the bars are as far as he's going.
Good effort. Nice one. One more. No.
One more. Get that foot onto that bar.
Yes, we're hard.
Just beat about 20% of our unit.
You're trained as a soldier and you're trained in a trade, so you can expect a lot of variety in your career. At Linton, the Army are proud of their brand new school.
This is the place where we run all of our courses for the information systems operators, systems engineers. For example, right here, we've got a communication systems operator course going on.
Iru's joining a training session where the class is setting up a voice link through a satellite.
So we have phones plugged in on this end, and it goes all through this fat cable here, up to a satellite simulator, and it comes out the other side to your one.
Iru configures his computer to recognise one end of the circuit.
And... Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, so it works.
To make it as a systems engineer, you really have to apply yourself. There's a lot of technical courses that you have to get through, the diploma in electrotechnology. You have to be a fast learner, I'd say. You have to be able to cope with stress. You have to be quite technically minded. Some of the applications that we use are not all that straightforward.
Nearby, the Army is out on exercise. All the communication systems, radio, satellite and cell, are being set up to provide links back to base.
Today we're going to go down and visit an exercise being run by the 2nd Logistics Battalion, and what we're going to do is take down a remote communications access node to add more capability.
The remote communication access node is on board the truck. It uses New Zealand's 3G cell network to hook computers at the exercise back to the central control in base.
So over here, we're coming to the forward communications access node. This is the part owned by the Signals Regiment. I'll take you in and see the CP.
So what does CP stand for?
So CP stands for Command Post, which is where we are now. So if you see over here, this is the exercise commander. He's currently creating some overlays for the mapping software. And here we have the exercise 2IC, who's currently sorting out all of that administration and ordering for the exercise.
So you're not just restricted to your vehicle?
No. So in this installation, we've just chucked a tent on the side of the vehicle, but the vehicle can actually be anywhere up to 200 metres away from the CP itself, because we just remote the network in via fibre.
The additional gear they trucked in is now wired to the command post.
Sweet, so we confirm that the network is working.
The link is configured and is now working well.
Yeah, sweet man, so we got the commander. Nice work.
As a systems engineer, you might set up communications anywhere. Some of the locations will be testing.
Well, we work in some pretty harsh terrain. Within New Zealand, the harshest terrains we deploy to are Tekapo down south and Waihuru in the North Island, where we can quite often have to deal with snow. Overseas, some of the more rough terrains that you can find yourself working in are East Timor, where it's quite tropical, or Afghanistan, where it's a desert environment.
What do you enjoy about the job?
Well, I'd say the best thing about the job is really just all of the diversity that you get. I mean, every morning when you put on the uniform, like, you don't know exactly what you're going to do, whether you're going to be just engineering a new system or you're going to be supporting another exercise like we are here.
What have you enjoyed most so far?
Well, the highlight of my career so far was in 2011, where I was deployed to East Timor. It was just really good, finally putting all that training into practice. All those years that I spent in Waihuru and down in Wellington, finally just doing the job real time.
So, could Edu do the job real time too?
Yeah, well, I think Edu's done pretty well. I've seen some good fitness from him, seen a lot of good work ethic, and yeah, he'd make a good addition to the team, I think.
Oh, it's been great. Couple of days down at Linton Army Base. Huge experience. Definitely worthwhile.
To be a systems engineer in the Army, you need to be at least 17 years old and meet fitness, citizenship and security requirements for this trade. You need to have normal colour vision and you need to have a minimum of 12 NCEA Level 2 credits in Maths, English and Physics. Computer skills are beneficial. The Army pays for all training. Hey, fantastic stuff, Edu, and nice job on that exhausting confidence course. We're joining Wayne Leilua in a couple of minutes as he spends a few days with the Navy, but first, here's Sarah from Careers New Zealand.
Thanks, Clinton. There are lots of opportunities with the New Zealand Defence Force, and Just the Job has featured many of those. But did you know there are over 600 types of career opportunities across New Zealand today? And the Careers New Zealand website is a great place to start your career research. Visit www.careers.govt.nz to find out more.
Thank you, Sarah. After the break, we head out to sea with the Royal New Zealand Navy. You're watching Just the Job, New Zealand's #1 video careers resource. Now today we're looking at communications career opportunities with the New Zealand Defence Force, and now it's Wayne Leilua's turn. He's headed to the Devonport Naval Base, Philomel, to check out what's different about a communications job in the Navy. Petty Officer Radio Signals Mark Naish is on hand to show him. The Royal New Zealand Navy provides border security and resource protection around New Zealand, as well as military protection globally. This could include anything from anti-piracy operations in the Arabian Gulf to high-end war fighting. Like the other services, secure, reliable and effective communication is what the job's all about.
Comms is our job, communications is what we do, and these ships are what we do it on. These are where you'll spend most of your time. You'll get to spend time at sea on them, enjoy that.
And like the other services, basic training is where the job will start. First, Wayne heads to the damage control school where he learns he's going to get wet. This facility simulates a ship that floods, water pouring in as if at sea.
Great tool, it rocks like a ship, so you get the water motion once it gets a little bit deeper, and they can fill it pretty quickly when they want to, yeah.
Wayne gets a brief and then a dry run on what he's got to do.
Okay, so what's going to happen when we come in with the water, this hole here will, I guess, start flooding. Water will be pouring out of it. People will come down the ladder. First people that come down the ladder will just throw themselves on that. That's just to try and slow the water down a little bit. They'll just lie there until someone from up top comes down with a splinter box, in which time that'll be put over that. Once that's over that, then we'll get someone to stand on it, sit on it, do whatever they can to keep it in place.
A post is used to jam the splinter box against the roof. When it's wedged, the flooding will be checked. Now it's time for Wayne to get cold and wet.
If your ship is punctured in some way beneath the waterline, it's crucial you stop that water flow. You do learn the seriousness of the situation when you're carrying out that training. If you're not working as a team when you're trying to stop floods or put out fires, things just become a lot harder than they should be. Particularly with the flooding, when you're trying to hold the splinter boxes, the big metal boxes on the floor. If you've got two people that aren't working together, it's not going to stay down there. It will lift itself up with the pressure and drift away. So, how'd you like that?
It was exciting. Big rush.
The training is very varied. Like the other services, learning about computer networks plays its part, along with learning how you assist navigation of a ship in the bridge simulator.
Signal is awaiting execution from the OCS to starboard, 90 degrees to a new course of 270.
The Navy spent a lot of time travelling the world, and it's essential that they, like the Air Force and the Army, use sophisticated technology to communicate back to New Zealand and other world militaries.
All ships, this is OCS. Execute to follow. Turn starboard 9, over.
What makes them different is that they're able to use alternative communication methods such as flags and flashing light when they need to go into stealth mode and maintain radio and satellite silence.
One of the other things you'll learn very early on is Morse code. Now we send Morse code by flashing light. Well, the advantage of the job, the pay's good. You've got free medical, you've got free dental, you get a uniform provided to you. You don't have to, find your own work clothes.
And you get to go to sea. In the very early morning, Wayne climbs aboard a Navy rib and heads out for a very special visit.
I love being at sea. I love the pressure that comes with this job. There's certain situations where things have to be done at high speeds and you're working in quite high intensity, high pressure environments. You've got people that are getting on your back to get things done, and I love that feeling of getting it done as fast as you can and making the people that you're providing the service for happy.
That was great. It's not every day you just climb the side of a ship,
Wayne's climbed aboard one of the Navy's frigates, Te Mana, which is exercising in the Hauraki Gulf.
Offices and just like general workspaces on that side. And this side you've got your engine rooms, so GT space, well that's the diesels and this is the GT in here. Gas turbine, the thing that makes you go fast. So average day on board a ship at sea, well you'll generally be in watches, so you'll probably find that you've been up at some point during the night, in which case you may get a little sleep in. If not, you'll get up at 8 o'clock and carry out cleaning stations as per normal.
One of the more important jobs is to man the incident message board.
Sea closed up. HQ1, forward DC, fire and 3 Echo 01 has been overhauled. So what we're coming into now is forward damage control or forward DC. You may be required to come in here as an incident board operator. This would be the incident board that you'd be working on.
In the event of an incident such as fire, all actions are logged so there's a clear record of what takes place. But there are no incidents this morning. Te Mana is on exercise, practicing close quarters manoeuvring with Endeavour while maintaining radio silence.
So what's the overall purpose of the exercise?
So what we're doing at the moment is called Officer of the Watch manoeuvres. It exercises the bridge team in manoeuvring ships in close quarters. At the moment we're doing it by flag hoist.
The flags on board Te Mana indicate the planned heading or direction of the ship. Once the message is confirmed by Endeavour, the heading can be changed.
Seems a bit old-fashioned, so what's the benefit?
So, in times of war, ships can use different equipment to pick up where other ships are by radio transmission.
Ships can maintain true bearings and distances from the guide on completion of the manoeuvre.
So flags and flashing light as well. can't be tracked by it, eh?
If you join the Navy as a communications warfare specialist, you can end up anywhere.
There's opportunities to commission from the ranks and become an officer. And once you head up round Chief and Warrant, it becomes quite normal to commission into the officer world.
It's pretty exciting being at sea.
Yeah, it is. Your day's never really the same. It kind of always changes. And yeah, you find yourself doing things like this on a day-to-day basis. There's all sorts. There's just, your days don't stay the same too often. It's good.
And it's been very good for Wayne. So good, he's presented with a gold coin, a token to remember a couple of days he certainly won't forget.
I'd love to join the Navy. I mean, the training, it's really fun. The people here, they're really nice. They took care of me, everyone, Mark especially.
So Leora, Eru and Wayne have all thoroughly enjoyed their time with the forces. They've all learnt, where communications are concerned, the sky's the limit. And who you can talk to is too.
Army 1, Air Force 1. This is Timana. I am connecting you to operations room for Navy gunfire support. Out.
Warship Timana, this is Army 1, send over.
Army 1, stand by. Force 1, this is Timana, over.
Warship Timana, this is Air Force 1, go ahead, over.
Army 1, Air Force 1, this is Timana. I am connecting you to the operations room for the Navy gunfire support.
The three forces are connected. The joint exercise can begin. To be a naval communications warfare specialist, you need to be at least 17 years old and meet fitness, citizenship and security requirements for this trade. You need to have normal colour vision and a minimum of 12 NCEA Level 1 credits in Maths and English. It is also desirable to have a minimum of 12 NCEA Level 1 credits in a science subject. The Navy pays for all training. To find out more about the training opportunities and careers from this week's show, plus heaps more info about all the shows featured throughout this series, visit our program website at tvnz.co.nz/justthejob or simply Google Just the Job. So best of luck, and I'll see you right here again next week.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.